Hey, this is Gene from Anything Geek. If you like this, like it, subscribe to it, comment below, and it's like and also comment about things that we can talk about on this YouTube channel too. I'm willing to talk about anything geek, and it's so today we are going to talk about the new Star Trek Picard series. What do we know now? So everything I've been reading is supposed to be really amazing. It happens in the prime timeline instead of JJ's mistake. I've seen the movies. JJ just didn't fit in the canon. Maybe it wasn't supposed to. But old Trekkies like me, I love Gene Roddenberry. What he says goes. If we remember right, somebody once called, he was at a convention, he said Trekkies, and somebody said Trekkers. And then he replied, it's Trekkies, I should know, I came up with it. So I'm of the opinion, he's the one that came up with it, we should keep it in canon format. I'm a purist when it comes to Star Trek. And and other things like that too. I'm a purist. What the creator said, we must do. And you can take that anywhere you want to. And so let's look at some of the facts that we know. And it's also better than Destiny 2. I watched it. I like how they were trying to fit canon in, but some of the things just didn't work out. How the ships look newer. The uniforms. I know they tried to explain the uniforms towards the end of it. It just didn't do very well for me. And the mirror stuff was okay. I have to give them credit for that. Of course, who directed it though too. Yeah. Anyways, as we go on further in this Picard series, so far we've seen the trailer, and we see this young girl. Who is this young girl in this? Any speculations? Comment below. Who is this young girl? And she feels that Picard can protect her, but she has no knowledge of why. Do we know any people? And also involving the Borg? Could be. Could be the Queen? Wow, I've never heard that before. Could it be the Borg Queen? Because if you remember right, knowing Voyager and all the others, Voyager talks about that that the Queen at the end of the series got blown up. But we also know that the Queen can turn into take over another Borg drone or something like that, because if you remember when Picard got taken over and being assimilated by the Borg, remember in First Contact he was like, how this can be, you were on that Borg cube when it was blown up. And she said, we have small minds. Could this be the Borg Queen in some way or another in this woman? Because we know this series, I could be completely wrong, but we know that so far we see in here what we can read about, that the main characters of the Borg who's is there. It's is involved with the Borg firsthand, like Picard. Picard was assimilated. 7 and 9 is in there, and she was assimilated and brought back too. And I forgot. You can help me here too, but it's from Iborg, he's going to be in there too. So remember that whole thing with Data and Lore. It was a separation somehow in the Borg collective, and we never hear about it again. They might bring it back up. So with that whole thing. It's like so we have those so far. It's like we know that it's going to be there. It's like Data or B4 is going to be there too. Data knows all about just like the Borg and everything else like that too. I mean, talking to the Borg Queen personally, and it's like, you know, and she was willing to give Data as close of what he's always wanted. He's always wanted to be human, and she was trying to give that to him by, as you remember, grafting like skin on him and everything too. And it's like, and we also it's like know that it's like so far Franks is going to be there as Riker. We know Diana Troy is there, but we found out so far that they're in. It's like they're not seem like they're in Starfleet anymore because something happened for Picard and it's like all these it's like main people. It's like that. No, they left Starfleet. So something must have happened because Picard, Riker, it's like, and all these people love Starfleet and everything they just like, you know, Starfleet just like stood for. So why did they retire? Maybe it's like old age or something, or was it something to do with the Romulans too? Because if you remember Riker and Diana Troy, it's like at the end of it's like of the movie, he was promoted to captain, of course. It's like, and he was married, and then it's like he took off in the Titan, and he was supposed to be the ambassador of Romulus and everything too. And then the Spock from our timeline tried to just like save everything, and couldn't, of course, and made the awful JJ's universe. But that still happened according to them in the Prime. It's like universe. So we're seeing what happened afterwards. So, and it was the first one was talking. The first, you know, it's like he was involved with this rescue mission. So I'm thinking that he had control of the Enterprise. I'm thinking that he had control of the Enterprise, and he would just went out. Just like didn't matter if Starfleet said no, do not do this. He's going to rescue as many people as humanly possible. It's part of who Picard is. Yes, he's a military captain, but as others would say, it's like you have to do things in good courage too. And many military people will stand up and say we have to do what's in, it's like it's in good faith for us to do. If you guys probably know what I'm talking about now, it's like, you know, and he would just it's like deny the order and go like in First Contact. It's like, you know, they were just like told not to engage the Borg, and what happens? It's like Data said, it's like, with all due respect, with our orders, and they left and they fought because that's their brothers and sisters in arm are they're just like being taken over by the Borg. They're getting just like, you know, assaulted by them, by the Borg and everything. And as we just like know from the movie, he came in, he saved the day. But let's look at it a little bit too, as there's like it seemed like the Romulans might be trying to get into power more and back into power like they used to. Remember from the original series, they were scary. Nobody knew a lot about them, and it's like not until the Enterprise. It's like if Enterprise, it's like you just like remember they were all secret. It's like the Vulcans knew about them and everything else like that too, and it's like but they were all secret. They had unmanned like ships on TOS. We just like the first time we saw it's like anybody have saw one was through it's like the ship computer, and they looked like it's like the Romans was looked like the Vulcans, of course. And we find out later on they were distant cousins of each other that left. And also we know it's like from the It's like Next Generation. It's like the two-part episode where it's like where Spock went and tried to use unification back together. So it's like, you know, it's something it's like Spock had a great love for, trying to bring these two species back together. And so we're left with that. So they're seem like they're trying to get more technology, and it looks like, I could be wrong, but they're trying to rebuild it. And what is the best enemy of the Federation? Who was it? The Borg. The Borg. It's like it comes down to. And I mean, don't get me wrong. The Dominion gave the it's like, you know, give us it's like gave the it's like them the run for their money, but it had to be all the species teaming up together and telling them to get back into the wormhole and leave us alone. And just like, you know, that's what happened there. And but so who's this woman? I'm speculating she's the Borg Queen, possibly. It's like I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. It's like I know somebody told me, it's like the other day, things could be data as somebody downloaded it's like, you know, memories into Data's daughter or something like that. Remember Data had a daughter? And it's like two. And could be something like that going on. I mean, there's so many things that you could just like do, because they have the workshop of Dr. Soom. It's like, you know, they have that workshop. They could repair him. Before has all Data's memories and everything. So, and I like how the comics, it's like, you know, talks about a little bit where it's like, you know, before becomes Data again and he becomes captain and whatnot. It's like of the Enterprise. Makes sense. It looks good. Hopefully they will go that route. This is ABC that brought us Star Trek Discovery, and it's like two STD. I love that. It's like but they brought that, it's like, you know, to us. So I hope these brave, it's like people who knew Gene Roddenberry, they knew him firsthand. They were friends with him. They worked with him every day. They joked with him, and would it's like say, it's like, no, this is not how Gene would do it. They would put their foot down. It's like, you know, Patrick Stewart. Nobody would tell Patrick Stewart what to do. It's like, I don't care who. It's like, you know, I can't even imagine the CEO of CBS telling him what to do at all. It's like, you know, just somebody you just don't talk down to is Patrick Stewart. You know, Sir Patrick Stewart. It's just something you just don't do. So hopefully, and just like with Jonathan Frakes and everybody. Oh yeah, Peter Picard is Peter's like he's supposed to be doing it. The Doctor from Voyager is talking about just like coming on the show too. I mean, he played two characters, of course. He played the Doctor and I forgot, but his creator, anyways, of the holographics like program. And I know it starts with Z, but anyways, it's like they're talking about him. It'd be great to see him back, you know, being either one. Probably it's like, you know, how they can do, as we saw on, it's like it's like Star Wars, they have the technology to make you look younger now. So that's what they may do. You know, it's like, you know, here, talk. You still sound the same. Let's just like you know, do that. It's like make you look younger. It's like make you look ageless, and you're the hologram for the computer now. Why not? Or it could be just be a hologram. He does have that, it's like, you know, that chip there, and you also would realize, I know it's like the last episode of Voyager didn't talk about it, but in reality, if they got, it's like they came back, and Starfleet, it's like seeing that, oh my word, he has this, it's like, you know, device that allows him, holographic imager that allows him to go anywhere, and it's also we find out from the future, but it was also Starfleet's too. You know, they would take it from him and backwards compatible, just backwards everything, all the technology on it, if they could, or they'll wait later on. Technology develops, of course, to make this work for other holographic images. I mean, you really think about it. How it's like, it's Starfleet's property already. Yes, in the future, but it's still a Starfleet property. So we go on from that. So that's great to see them. I hope they have other stars in there, others like cameos of people too, just to see how they're doing. Even if they're not the main person in there, it would be great to see where all these people are going. I mean, Voyager, we see that it's like that's a certain engineer. It's like, yes, was from a future part, but it still could happen. It's like, that it's like Geordi became a captain. I mean, it's like too, would you like to see him? It's like, see these people that we grew up on, and it's like too, just to see where they are now. It's like, from Voyager, and because we know it's like Kathy Janeway, we know that she's a admiral and stuff like that too, and and important part of the Starfleet, and with the whole Borg situation. Also, it's like, let's go back to that. It's like a little bit too, back to more. I chased a rabbit. I shouldn't have. But we also see that some of the of these Romulans look like a prison. Why are they in prison? I mean, it was just so I'm trying to figure out why they would be in there. Were they, it's like, part of maybe just a normal jail cell? But something important of that, it just doesn't click in my mind, trying to figure out why they would be in there. Because you think about it, it was called the Romulan Star Empire. It was an empire. They had other planets. Yes, it's like, the two main, it's like planets, Romulus and Remus. They probably, it's like, we know what happened to them. But they had other planets. They just like they could go to, and it's like, I'm guessing also that the Enterprise helped evacuate all these people before everything blown up. I mean, you really think about it, that's probably what happened. And Starfleet said, no, you can't do this. And it's like, and Picard did it anyways. And probably Riker did it too. He took the Titan right in, evacuate as many people they could, even if they said no, because human life is precious. Even on Star Trek, we find that all life is precious. Every single person, doesn't matter what species you are or anything, the Federation holds up to life is precious. And we're out to explore. We don't want to fight with you. We don't want a war with you. It's like, but it comes up to a war, we will defend ourselves. It's like too. But it's like with anything else. So I'd like to see where more of that going. Who is chasing her? And they seem like it's even, it's like talks about, some of these Romulans know who this woman is. It's like, and we see that a few times in this. It's like too. And also, it's like, I like the whole Picard Day too. I think that was absolutely amazing from bringing that in from these but I just hope they do this and do it well, and I hope these amazing actors and writers stand up to Paramount and say, we want good Trek. And and also I want this them to just sometimes apologize too. I mean, they've done a lot of bad to us Trekkies or Trekkers, whatever you prefer, but like I said, I'm a purist. That's that gives us because we want good Trek, and a lot of the fans, they love Trek too, and they have the money, and they have the ability, and they have the talent to do these Trek Trek's like episodes, and now they're saying, they give us rules to play by. And I'm sorry, CBS, but if they can give us better Trek than your STD, why can't you allow these amazing it's web episodes be done, or web movies? It's like too. I mean, it's like there's so many great ones out there. I can do lists on and on. It's like I've seen them, I've watched them, and it's like Star Trek Continues, Phase 1. So so many. It's like out there. There's it's like I honestly cannot wait for Star Trek Aries to come out, and it's like they're doing an amazing job at Star Trek Aries. It's like, but they should have a giant movie, because what they're doing is better than Star Trek. Star Trek CBS, and I think Gene Roddenberry would be proud of them doing that. I've told them a lot. It's like them too, over and over and over again, that they are amazing. The special effects, down to the cast, down to like the writers. I mean, they love Gene Roddenberry's Trek, and they're trying to go as in canon as humanly possible. And it's like even down to the uniforms. It's like it's something that you would see them actually wearing in that time period. And trying to sue them over simple things like Klingons like language, really? It's like, that's BS. It'd be like French suing America for it's like any American to use French. It's like French. It's like or suing Canada. It's like for using French because they should be using English or their own language or something. Or it's like the same thing goes with it's like Spain suing Mexico for using it's like Spanish. That's stupid. Absolutely out of your mind, stupid. And CBS, yes, that's what I'm saying to you. But I want you, if you're seeing this, somebody from CBS is seeing this, we want our Trek back. Or we're just going to do it anyways. And also having an all access thing about poor people like myself that can't afford it's like watching it. It's like on CBS. How are you supposed to like to do that? There's CBS was like was you were on the local channels and everything. I remember coming home eating like supper with my mother, or we would watch Star Trek and everything. We would talk about it afterwards there. And have it's like a conversation about that, and and also it led to other people's to become actors and stuff too, like Whoopi Goldberg. I mean, look at her; she's the most amazing, talented woman. Even played in Star Trek Next Generation, too. As Guinan, everybody remembers that. CBS. She was watching it. The like TOS with her mother. I've seen the interview with her. It's like she had to go get her mother, and it's like how she sit on there. It's like, look, Mom. It's like there's a black woman on TV and she's no maid. Yeah, so you inspired this young lady, CBS, and Gene Roddenberry, to it's like too with that whole thing. I mean, it's like. You inspired this young girl become the most talented woman. It's like probably in the world. Everybody knows Whoopi Goldberg. Everybody in the world knows Whoopi Goldberg. And this is because of first Gene Roddenberry and his vision, and also CBS. I have to, for airing it on there. You've inspired other people to become just like nesters, like astronauts and everything too. It's like working for NASA and coming out with, it's like we wouldn't have our just like our phones today if it wasn't for people like it's like us growing up and say, hey, we can build that, we can make it reality. So you have to think it's like, you know, where your audience is and who you're going to inspire to. You could inspire the next person making the next just like warp engines like too. We have another just like you know, Cockman there we could. And go and explore different places there. And you're not allowing that person to do it because you're not putting it on a free channel that people can watch. And that's not what Gene Roddenberry would want. His track was meant for everyone, any race, any nationality, any religion, any orientation. It was for everyone on our planet to watch. And you are denying people what Gene Roddenberry would want us to have. Shame on you. Shame on you. Comes down. So, and some people will have to go get it somewhat illegally. I'm not going to say I'm going to. I probably will try to save up for it eventually, or go over to a friend's house and watch it there too. But it's like, look who your audience is, how many people you are doing, okay? You're dealing with. So, but that's really comes down to wrap. I went on a rant way too much, and I'm probably gonna have to cut down this video a little bit. But I'm just telling you guys, this is just like, you know, if you can find something, let me know. And just like comment below, and it's like give me more ideas what to do. I went on too much of a rant. I promise try not to do that, but it's very hard for me to do. But anyways, so long, live long and prosper.